Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves JuJu 12.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Everybody Loves JuJu 1-2 Talk Soup. Lately, I've been getting a lot of great feedback and new subscribers coming in, even though I've been around, say, about a year now. But I haven't been able to devote my show full time or with more time than I have. Today we're diving into a basketball conversation, which is really what I love to have majority of the time, if you've ever watched my show, even during games. And I think it's just long overdue. And I've been listening like to a lot of content creators, or I've been studying and watching the latest trending topic when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And the biggest takeaway everyone is discussing is her defense. And everyone piles on and wants to complain or wants to critique or criticize. And I just started to feel bad for the girl, because it's like, being, as they said, an elite dual athlete, just an athlete, period. I could play any sport that I can when I was younger. If you taught me it, I would get it. And I just happen to be blessed with certain fast twitch muscles and traits that help you become a great athlete. Okay. And how can I say this? I was watching the Daily W show. It's a funny show. It's funny, but it's also real what Trysta and Sarah were talking, especially Trysta. Trysta is funny as hell, but she's an NBA analysis or WNBA analysis. And I gotta say, when I was listening to her today, she kind of was hitting it spot on. I mean, something that I know I've said, something that I always think about. I mean, she was giving some biometric talk that I was like, okay. And I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play some of it for you because it was truly interesting. They brought up Caitlin Clark's defense, and that immediately caught my attention because it's something that I've noticed, like I said, for quite some time. Now, before anybody gets in their feelings, this isn't a hate segment. That's not what I'm doing here. This isn't about tearing Caitlin Clark down. And we all know she's one of the most gifted offensive players in basketball. Her shooting range is elite when it's on. Her passing vision is elite. Her ability to control offensively is undeniable when it's on. But basketball is played on both ends of the floor. And I've told you that. What Trysta was talking about wasn't effort. It wasn't desire. It wasn't basketball IQ. She was talking about physical traits. Things that show up in a player's movement, patterns, lateral quickness, hip mobility, reaction time for sure, and change of direction ability. Stay with me. And here's the reality. Not every great player, offensive player, is naturally built to be a great defender. Some players have elite defensive biometrics, some don't. When I watch Caitlin Clark, what stands out to me is that her defensive limitations aren't always because she doesn't try. Sometimes, and sometimes it is, but sometimes she simply just struggles to stay in front of quicker guards. Sometimes she gets beat on that first step. Sometimes she has difficulty changing directions quickly enough to recover, right? Those athletic traits that can improve Those are athletic traits that can improve. But there are also traits that separate good defenders from elite defenders. The reason I think this conversation matters is because whenever someone points out a weakness in Caitlin's game, people immediately act like you're attacking her, and I'm not. No player is perfect. Not JuJu Watkins, not Asia Wilson, not Breanna Stewart, not Diana Taurasi, not Maya Moore, nobody. And I've told you guys that. The best players improve by identifying their weaknesses, not pretending they don't exist. So today, we're going to discuss whether Trysta is right, what these biometrics actually mean, and whether Caitlin Clark can improve defensively as her career progresses. But before we get started, I have some exciting news for USC fans. For everybody who follows JuJu Watkins is scheduled to make an appearance on OTE Select Basketball. I want to share this with you guys. I was excited to hear that. I'm always going to be excited that has anything to do with my girl. Because this is what my show is about. So right here, OTE's Select JuJu will make an appearance on Select on Friday, June 5th. And as many of you know, JuJu continues to work her way back from injury, and every opportunity we get to see her or hear from her and follow her journey is a big deal for Trojan fans. The anticipation surrounding JuJu's return continues to grow. USC is building something special with JuJu, returning Kennedy Smith, Jackie Davison, Sanaya Hall, Sarah Okeke, Sataya Fagan, and all the talent coming into the program. Expectations are sky high. So make sure you keep June 5th on your calendar. We'll be watching closely and covering any news that comes out of the appearance right here on Everybody Loves JuJu. Now let's get into today's topic. Before we get there, really quickly, I want to talk about yesterday, Hall of Fame series, November 2nd, which is a Monday. The Hall of Fame series, which will have men and women playing, and also Stanford will play in Arizona. USC women's basketball will be playing UNLV women's basketball. And that's November 2nd. I caught my ticket yesterday. I suggest if you can make it, copy your ticket because it's going to be a celebration in my eyes. It's going to be breaking news, newsworthy to see your girl back for the first time. It's not at Galen, but it will be away. And it'll be her first time seeing her since her injury playing ball. JuJu Watkins and USC Trojans will make their appearance November 2nd in Vegas, the Hall of Fame series. Okay, so let's get into the topic. How should I do this? I want to play something that I just ran into this morning, and I had no idea where Trysta on the show The Daily W was going to go. Howdy everybody. Good morning. Come on in. And I didn't know where she was going to go. And as I started to listen to Trysta talk with her co-host Sarah, I was truly amazed and engulfed at the actual knowledge that Trysta possesses. Because Trysta's usually funny, cracking jokes, talking shit, little crashing out. But she really was legitimately feeling the way that I feel, where because I want to see the game of women's basketball grow. I'm not interested in talking shit or tearing people down unless you just really just need to be humbled. I'm going to come at you and be like, what the hell was that? Like, who do you think you are? I'm going to do all that. But goddamn, like Trysta was breaking down some limitations that I've noticed, and I think we've all talked about it, chat, on our show. But you hear me sometimes go off and I'm talking like, how to shoot a shot or how to play defense. She was breaking it down so cold. I was like, I wanted to be on there with her. Like, yes, lady, you are nailing it. This is what I'm seeing. And at some point, I started to feel like, damn, I don't know that Caitlin can fix this, because some people have it and some people just don't. So I'm going to jump in where I feel it might be a good spot, and I may have to stop it here and there. I don't know, for copyright reasons. Maybe I can talk a little bit in between, then go back. But I'm going to let y'all listen, and I want y'all to listen carefully to what she's saying, and then comment in the chat whether you agree or not, or you have questions. But I was fascinated, y'all. I was truly fascinated. Because I was like, woman, you are nailing this shit. Okay, listen up. Make sure you let me know if you can't hear. Because this is some good shit.
Thing is like a physical issue, a physical limitation. That's why I feel bad for Caitlin, is you can see that even offensively, but it really sticks out defensively, she has no internal hip rotation. So what ends up happening when you're defending is you need to be able to twist and be able to cover ground when someone's changing directions when you're going backwards. And she has no flexibility or rotation externally or internally. So like essentially you have to move your entire body in order to get, and then the angle is all fucked up and they get past you. So if your body's not able to do what you want it to do, it probably is very frustrating, and you end up giving up. But I think she's actually trying on these possessions, and she's just not able to get to really like cover that ground and to change directions the same way. And you see this offensively as well. She's good at straight line drives downhill, getting into the paint, but people say her handles aren't good. She has decent handles, but she can't move her hips to fake out the opponent to be
boom. How many times do I talk about this? I literally was talking. I know I've said it somewhere because I'm always running my mouth, you guys. She is, and she's going to go into a little bit more. She is 1,000% correct. 1,000. Every time I'm watching basketball, I'm putting myself in and I'm putting myself inside of the person either with the ball or not with the ball. And I'm always like, well, this, I would go left. Oh, she went that way. You know, there's some people that are so gifted these days that they're doing something and making it work, but it's based off of their athleticism, based off of their skill set. And I said it. I was like, and I just sit there. I don't even know if I say it out loud, but I'm like, Caitlin can't. She's a straight line. She likes transition, because somebody was saying on my show, and they were saying that you notice that she doesn't like to get into half court sets. When she was in Iowa, I remember she'd give up the ball to Gabby. Go, you set it up. If she got stopped or the defense got back, she wasn't interested in doing anything after that. So then lately, okay, so then the other day we had a guest, couple of guests, and I was trying, they wouldn't let me finish, but I let them go at it. I was like, Caitlin is trying to create her own shot. But she's not good at it. And she's trying to go east to west. And she's trying to, but here's the thing. There's times where you guys, she needs to go between her leg, tween. She doesn't do that. She doesn't go tween, step forward, step back, go to the right, go to the left. You'll never see that. What you will see on offense is what she only can do. And that's the reason why if she was guarding me, or just like she's guarding some of the quicker guards, I'm taking you left, right, and go. Because she can't, she's stumbling over like I can't move my body that way. So I want you to finish listening to what else she says.
Shifty or to wiggle. And so what that turns into is her pushing off to create space instead of being able to like use her hips to trick her opponents or to fool her opponents, defenders, to be able to get to where she wants to go. So it's either these straight line drives or it's these step back threes to the side. She can sidestep pretty well, but that's not an internal, your hips don't need to internally or externally rotate. It's just a step to the side. So I actually feel bad.
I feel bad.
I told somebody when I was at the game, I think I can fix Caitlin, not me specifically, but I think I know people who have done this for other professional athletes in the past and have turned them in from bad defenders to elite defenders based on that specific thing.
I feel like there's a lot of the frustration that I'm seeing.
Okay. She tore that up. Basically, she's saying that CC ain't breaking no ankles. Straight up. She's not. She's not breaking any ankles because, sweetheart, like, there's a hezzy that I have, and I'm like moving left, but I'm really gonna go. Excuse me, I just did it just now. I'm kind of I'm making you think I'm going right, but I'm really trying to go left. She does this. She thinks she's faking somebody else. She did it, and I saw this clip on Twitter. She went and Odyssey, and I know exactly who it was, and it was recently, I think, with Dallas. Yes, Odyssey picked her so bad because Odyssey was on her team. Odyssey is an elite defender and go-getter, and so I've always said this ever since Iowa, and I was like, wow. She dribbles way high up here, and she thinks she's like, so she thinks people were intimidated by her because, and so Raven was like measuring her. Bree tried to measure her, but she kept staying back, like she was afraid that Caitlin was going to blow by her. And I'm like, Bree, that's because you don't know how to go east to west. When you're on defense, you make the offender go where you want him to go. Not just, yes, well, Caitlin, she can't go, what do they say, left, unless she's going to pull up type of thing. Some people say, oh, they don't got a right hand. Oh, they don't got a left hand. Let me overplay them on this hand to force them that way. Yeah, that's cute and all, but you don't stay there. You're on, as a defender, always jab, always come. You always make them go where you want them to go. Don't play the basic defense that we do in practice where we slide left, slide right. That's just to get your muscles and muscle memory and aligned with that and get your body used to that. That is not how you play defense. You're just not like wherever they go, you go. At some point, and who does it really well is Hannah. She will jab and get into your chest and make you uncomfortable and make you go where she wants you to go. As soon as you get frustrated and try to cross her over, her hand is there to pick it off and she's going in the other direction. Caitlin does this thing where she can't hezzy, she can't tween, so she's coming back like this to bring it behind her back. That's all she can do is behind her back. Odyssey knew that. Odyssey, she was way out here with it, you guys, about to bring it behind her back, like as if she had this fluidness. Odyssey picked it in the other direction. She didn't even know what happened. She was like, wait, what happened? I'm like, sweetheart, it's not the way you're doing it. Is people that can do this and they make it look smooth and effortless and fluid. It's also quick. It's also done in such a way that if you did grab, they have control of the ball enough that they're going to snatch it out of your way. Girl, you just letting it hang in the air. And let me let you finish. Let me see what Sarah's going to say.
Like within fans and analysts is that like, we're in Caitlin's third year and she hasn't sought out that exact person that you're talking about yet on her own accord.
She doesn't know. How would she know that?
No, but I'm saying like a person.
Trista's right. Trista's gonna be right.
No, this is on the fever. No, this is on the fever.
Right.
This is 100%.
This is on the fever, not on
This
Caitlin.
is on the fever. You need to be able to identify this. Your agent needs to be able to identify this.
Yes.
Your performance staff needs to be able to identify this because the game has changed from college to pros. Everybody's faster, everybody's stronger, they're more skilled. So the things that she was able to get away with in college, she's not able to get away with at the pro level. Like there's elite athletes who don't figure this out that are on the men's side as well. And it behooves the fever to see this. And once you see how stiff Caitlin is from her lower body,
you can't unsee it. No.
You cannot unsee it.
Even when you were just sitting here and you were talking about her handles and getting around defenders, and I was like trying to picture any highlight in my head of her doing that. Like
that's why she has to go and behind her back. Because she can't, because she has to stay straight line and the ball goes from right to left or left to right. Just with that, like, but if you could switch and turn, then you could get. Then when they're blitzing you or pressing you full court, you could get around them much more easily. So it's all in the hips. I think. Listen, if Caitlin's team sees this, I've got the person. Like I literally have already set it up. I've already gotten them to buy in. And if Caitlin was to become an elite defender and her hips were able to, have a little mobility in them offensively, then everything that we think that she could be. And then what? I mean, I think we just need to talk about this from a basketball and like physical standpoint more than we talk about like,
Correct,
Caitlin's she's just a cone. She doesn't try. It's really her body is failing her.
And that's the angle it seems that everyone wants to take with this, is that like Caitlin, it's Caitlin. She's not trying. She's not. Then there's the whole, like, it seems like half the Fever fan base either wants Caitlin out or Stephanie out.
We got Skip Bayless talking about Stephanie White's already fired.
Like, y'all, we're at 5.
Look, I 100% agree with everything Trysta said, everything that she said. And I'm hearing you say, oh, well, no, it started, goddamn it, in middle school. It didn't just start in Iowa, okay? And also, how can you coach someone or teach someone who doesn't fucking listen, who thinks they know it all, who wants you and her base want you to cover it up? You cover it up for people to goddamn, that their offense is so goddamn good. Their offense is so goddamn good. I'll cover it up for her. You push them this way, Caitlin, or I'll if they get by you, I'm the second line of defense or the center. Boston is trying to do it all the time, which puts her, into a poor situation that causes her to foul, reacting late. Here's the thing. She told on that bench, everybody saw the whole situation. Caitlin, you could hear we don't have to hear. We can pretty much you can read lips or you can basically read body language. She's like, I got my hands up. It's like, don't be a smart ass. Putting your hands up is not everything to defense, sweetheart. Putting your hands up is stopping the passes or blocking visually the offensive player from being able to make a pass. Sweetheart, putting your hands up doesn't stop me from driving, weirdo. What stops me from driving is you taking the correct angle that forces me possibly to have to get an offensive foul. It forces me to have to change direction possibly. But just because you got we want you to put your hand up, especially maybe one when I'm shooting, but just putting your hands up, she has her lower body, and it's crazy because in golf, there's a hip motion that you do at the last second when you swing. It's like a twist that you do. I'm wondering, is that hurting your back? Because if you're not doing the twist motion, how many people golf in my chat? It's like a twist. It's like a kind of like how the quarterbacks be going like right? And you see them like snapping back, right? If you're not doing that hip, guess what you're doing? You're using your back, and I just felt it right there in my lower back. I just felt it when I did it, because my daddy played golf, and he taught me as a little girl that just the basic swing. And if you're doing it wrong, your freaking back is gonna hurt. You have to use your hips. But if you are stiff as a board, like you don't dance, I don't even know how your sex is even good. I hate to say it. It's like, why the hell you can't move your hips? You got a boyfriend. What's going on? Golf and I have a hate relationship. Of course you do, because golf has got to be. Golf will make you slow down, calm your ass down, breathe, get in tune with your body, and cause you to realize that it's not a power. It's not about power like in baseball or something. It's just the club does all the work. And if you're doing it wrong, you're going to hurt your lower back. The woman's lower body is stiff as a board. And we laugh at that, because that's why a lot of white girls, that's why back when when basketball was coming along with women and men, black men, athletes, we kill you on the physicality part, and most players stuck from the outside that could shoot the lights out of it because they didn't want to come inside and get none. But don't golf or saw bad backs ruin many golfers' career, because every now and then you're gonna hit it wrong. You're gonna hit it wrong. And if you don't got no hip motion, the girl don't got no hip motion. What up, nephew? You at work? But checking in. Appreciate you, bro. I'm just breaking a little something down. Like I said, I'm not here to tear down. I'm not here to hate. I want to grow the game. I want to see everybody be the best that they can be. And I just happened to see this show this morning with Trysta. And if you could go back to the beginning of my show, you'll hear what she's saying that I 1,000% agree with. I totally she needs to get invited to the cookout and the Team Electric Slide. Hey, I agree. If you go to when the Minnesota Lynx are doing a electric slide, some people they getting it like this. Kayla McBride, she cool, she biracial. She like funky with it. She doing this, right? But is she really getting down? Who's really getting down is when you getting it and you got the hip motion and you coming into it and you just and you sliding back and you sliding in and you cut it out. You just you can just get it, right? Some people it's just like, I'm just gonna get the basics, boom, 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 and you're just stiff as a board. And it actually dancing is very important to basketball. Dr. J brought that up years ago. That alternative training is what helps. Like they took like ballerina dancing or whatever. What did they call it? Ballet. And because he did a lot of ballet movements, he was able to glide because they can just leap. I had a friend who's had years of training as a pro dancer, right? But she could never be the principal dancer because her body naturally would get cut and muscular, and they don't like that. Same thing with the France, I think the little black girl, the ice skater. They disqualified her because she can do some moves that the white girls can't do because we're so athletic. Okay. And then of course, until they catch up, then it becomes legal. I'm surprised they didn't ban some of Simone Biles' moves because she's so incredibly can do things that other races can't do. Now, am I a racist for saying that? No, there's studies behind it. There's fast twitch muscles. There's, you know what I'm saying? You may have an anomaly there. I mean, they made a movie about it. White boys can't jump. I mean, white men can't jump. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you. What about Jason? What about Jason Williams? What about Jason Williams? Incredible handles, speed, reaction time. You play enough with brothers and you emulate certain things, you see enough and you realize like are his moves incredibly are his moves like Iverson or are his moves like Jason's moves? And what makes the difference? That would be something my nephew would need to tell me. If I would say, nephew, what do you think the difference is between Iverson and Jason Williams? Look at Olivia Miles. She has the ability to be flexible. Even though she's straight up and down a lot, she's her pace, her stop and go pace is so cold that she's looking dead at you and you're threatened now because she's like, what do you want to do? And Ann Myers just look at you too. And she did that before any other players could do that. Keep her head up and look dead at you. And when you're doing that to somebody, they're intimidated. And then some people are like, well, I look at the middle part. Julie, what do you look at? Well, some people are like, well, I watch the ball. Well, good. If you watch the ball, I know exactly what I'm going to do to you. So are you watching the middle part of my body, the ball, or are you watching the whole picture? What are you doing as a defender? And me as an offensive-minded person, a lot of my stuff is like, I'm hezzy and I'm holding it. Sometimes, like when you're reaching, I'm throwing my body in front right there first. Me, I'm body first, then ball. Body first, then ball. And I'm a lot like JuJu slides. She slides. I slide into where I'm going. It's weird. I don't even know how to explain how I'm doing that. It's like a sliding motion and I'm pulling back and I'm coming back. Whatever you reach, if you reach, I teach. It's like I'm sliding, I'm gliding, I'm putting ball. If I'm going in the hole, I'm not showing ball like Olivia does. And then and then finishing, my body might go there first and then the ball. And it's like, there's no one way of shooting. So if you only have one way of doing certain things, you're going to be figured out so easily. And a lot of it, it's a dance, it's a movement, it's a hip motion, it's a slide, it's a open your legs, close your legs, go to this way, go that way. It's like a dance. My feet come together, they go apart. It's like she can't do any of that. And if you can't do it on offense, how the hell are you going to do it on defense? I feel bad how she can do it back up. You know, she's limited in her motions. And that's what Trysta was trying to say. Now, Trysta said that she can know someone that can unlock it. She didn't use the word, I'm using it. She wants to unlock those hips. She wants to be able to unlock the ability to shift. Sometimes you might do that. Sometimes you might, like, you know, she's trying to unlock that in her to get her to understand it's a dance, but it's like, can you go left? Can you go right? Can you slide? And most of all, the most important thing is reaction time. Trip off this. Watch her reaction time. She reacts slowly. It's like she tried to fake this offensive foul on her, you know, on the other player. And player had already bumped her, and then it's like a millisecond, and she disreacted. I'm like, okay, something's not right there. Your reaction time is severely impaired because you didn't fool anybody just now. I don't even know if you fooled yourself. That's why I say, JuJu, there's a difference between basketball players and hoopers. She's a basketball. Yeah, I know what you mean by that. I know exactly what you mean by that. I know exactly what you mean by that. There's people that are building a lab, manufactured in a lab, kids that just have only practiced inside, never played blacktop. You know where I get that sliding from is like playing blacktop until the bigger boys got off the court inside of our recreation center. Or I would get there early until my brother's high school friends would come and move the kids outside. So you needed to know how to play inside and outside. And outside, you got sand from the playground on the court, and there's a sliding. It's like Roland Garros. It's like when you're playing on clay courts. There's a difference between that, right? I think tennis players play like on clay, right? And then you see how they're sliding. There's a different motion that Serena's going to play with when she's playing. Now I know that I'm on clay. I know my timing could be different. How I'm going to slide to get to the ball, as compared to I can't slide necessarily the same way when I'm just playing on the regular tennis court. It's different. Playing blacktop. Did she ever play outside? And then also outside, I'm not going to take that fall the same way I'm going to take it indoors. She doesn't know how to fall. Did anybody notice that? She doesn't know how to fall. You probably hurting your back because you flop so hard, you're going to hurt yourself. She doesn't know how to land. Take some judo or something. I don't know. Aikido. Aikido is a good martial arts where you go with the flow of the it teaches you balance. It teaches you how to go with the hit that someone is going to give you and how you flow off that. Oh, don't get me started on reaction time. As someone who loves defense, that is one of the first things. Isn't that one of the first things you notice? Are they reactive or are they proactive? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly, see, you're following me. That's exactly what I'm saying. Are you reactive or are you proactive? And trust me, she's hella reactive and it's slow as hell. She's so scared of hitting the screen like she got toe up the first season. I remember. I don't think JJ and Brianna set her up, but that's how you play basketball. But I don't think they thought she was going to run into that shit like that. I mean, she kind of looked at her like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like, we didn't want you to run into the screen. I was like, did you just not have no peripheral vision, no feel, no anticipation of anything that was behind you? First of all, who plays basketball here? How many times have you reached back before you get ready to go that way? I kind of reach back. I kind of reach to touch. Like, damn, is there anybody there? Reach your back. And I'll get on my people behind me, like, you better talk to me, because if you see me reaching back, you good, Ju, you good. You know what I'm saying? Talk. Why this girl should not be 24/7. And I hate people to back me up like this into a screen. Like, I don't think I really ever rarely done it. There's a way I have to take an angle to be able to see like what's coming. You know what I'm saying? If they just get me, they get me. You know, but her recovery time, she has none. If she beat. Now, of course, a lot of people can cheat. JuJu cheats, I cheat. A lot of people can like cheat off and recover, but you're gonna get burned sometimes on that as well. Because yeah, there's some really good ballers that you can't even stay in front of like as well, right? But when you get around me, sometimes I want you to do that because I'm gonna block you from behind. I didn't learn that until my senior year in high school, and I learned it from a college friend of mine who was already in college. She's an inch shorter than me, had hops like me, and I would be like, I'd come from behind. I'd purposely let you get by me to think that you was gone, and then I rip your ass from behind. So Kaylin is 6 foot. She has the edge on players that are 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", which is a perfect year. It's excellent to be that. You should be able to shoot over a lot of the smaller guards. She's got a great height. I mean, there's glimpses of things that are really done well by her. But I do think that the Fever, you know, we can't cry over spilled milk that she didn't learn it in college or middle school, or that she didn't seek that out on her own. But the Fever and the performance coach and everything that Trysta said, somebody needs to work on that. Because if you, quote unquote, want to be the lead guard and the point guard, what's coming in the modern era of point guards are people that score a lot more than they, really ever have in the W. They're coming, sweetheart. This is big, and I know people don't like what I'm going to say, but the W to me is from the generation of 27 and 28 coming in. It's becoming a guard-centric league, and not only a guard-centric, but tall guards are coming. They're coming. Stephanie White tried to cover for CeCe when she talked about her needing a back realignment, hinting it came from her playing style. She said that she got that back probably from one of what I said. I don't know how much golf she plays, but goddamn it, you can't move your hips. I know your back is hurt. And her playing style in terms of her throwing and flopping, Magic Johnson was probably the worst defensive player I've ever seen. And I go way back to Curry's not great. There's a way to hide defensive flaws. This coach doesn't know. There are ways. There are ways defensively to do that. There are ways. I totally agree with you. And I know exactly what you mean. But they were doing that for a long time. You had a Natasha, you had a Boston behind you, you had a Melissa Smith behind you, right? Kelsey can't play defense that well, but she tries and she gives a lot of effort. And Kelsey can go laterally a little bit better than she can. Lexi tries to hold people off. Sophie tries as well on the switch. But there's only so much you can do, and for so long that you can do that. Okay? She's a defensive guru, but if you continue to constantly always want to cover up for her, then I would, as the opposite opponent, I'm going to have a counter for the counter, okay? And that's what's happening now. Magic Johnson, he was kind of funny about that. He's kind of like a straight line player as well. He wasn't able to go left to right very well. You know what I mean? If you notice, if you watch him, Norm Nixon could, but he couldn't. He wasn't able to go like left to right that well, and it was hard for him being 6'9" and having shorter guards in front of him. Now you look at somebody like Jordan, who can play left, who just looks ambidextrous. Like, he was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That's why the move that Iverson made, the move that Tim Hardaway could do, that became a real creative thing to put on to bring into the league, the crossover. That's why I never played 1v1. They forced me left and I was done. I have no left, right? Unless you want to work on that it is. Yep. Hannah, Jelani, Katie Fiso, these scoring point guards are coming. Imagine Malaysia Fulwali getting switched up on her. What are you going to do? That's why Michaela Williams from LSU, she has a problem. She's not good going laterally, but she plays a lot of 3-on-3 USA basketball so that she can get better. You can't hide a person on defense when your team isn't great defensively. Straight up. I've been trying to figure out who the hell is the defensive person on their team when you got rid of them. Like, who is the defense? They're not a great defensive team. So that's why they're gonna have to be a great offensive team. You're gonna have to really make it up on that end. So you're gonna have a Paul Westphal type of offense. Well, we're just gonna have to outscore them because we can't stop them defensively. Allen Iverson. I think that was one of the reasons they wanted DeWanna Bonner to work, to use that wingspan to cover up some things. Maybe that's barbecue if she has lay on her. I know, right? If she's on lay, yeah. If she's on lay. And what do you think JuJu does? She's a combo guard. There's going to be times where, like she's going to get switched on her. I don't know what Paige is doing. Paige has a problem with her defense as well. She's not elite. But what I love about AZ, who I talk shit about, AZ worked on it. Now I'm going to tell you, I talk shit about AZ Fudd, but my AZ is like, bump that. I'm using my body. I'm going to body them just as much as they're bodying me. And she's like keeping in front. She's anticipating. She's using everything that she has, when technically she shouldn't even be able to stay in front of Kennedy and them. And she can't stay with them in the open court transition. But if you get her in a half court thing, she's smart. She knows what her limitations are. She knows how she's going to have to take an angle or anticipate where you're going and force you to go a different way, or to bump you. You know what I'm saying? To bump you a little bit and get away with it. She's actually playing like really good defense, as far as I can tell from what I've seen a few times. They need to play like the 80s Nuggets. 80s Nuggets. I'm thinking about, they had a big Wes Unseld. Did Wes Unseld play on the Nuggets? And they had what's his name that won the dunk contest, I think. I don't even remember their guards. You're gonna have to tell me a little bit more about that, big dog. I'm trying. You heard what I said. I'm just trying from memory to think who you're referring to, Nugget. I'm just trying to think. I mean, you gotta who's on the Nuggets? Damn it. Well, don't throw it out there without saying who. She better act like she Danny Ainge or Dennis Johnson. I mean, I don't even think Kennedy Carter is as good. Alex English, that's what it is. Yeah, Alex English. I don't remember him defensively, but I do remember that was I think he won the dunk contest. I don't even think that Kennedy Carter is playing the kind of defense that her athleticism dictates, to be honest with you. AZ is going to be shy when the game's on the line, and she has to make a shot, and her buddy is that way too. Yep. Damn straight. Paige is that way. Paige, I already, thank you, Logistic. I said that. I said that, and I criticize Paige for that because it irritates me. The hell you being shy for? Who? Sonia Citron does that passive shit too. Oh, Kiki Vanderway, yeah, from UCLA, of course, yeah. Perfect example of working on their game. Kay Koval is playing 3-on-3. Good. See, that's a perfect example. That's what we needed Kate Koval to do. Good job. Good example. Kiki Vanderway, loved him. Dan Issel, can remember that. I remember it. Unseld played for the Bullets. Yeah, the Bullets. No, you're right. I now remember the Nuggets. Now that you jogged that memory, I remember now. I remember all of them. I like Kiki Vanderway. Kiki Vanderway. I always wondered when I saw Kiki's name, I always wondered, was Kiki Rice named after Kiki Vanderway? Because I know Kiki Iriafin's name is Okikiola. That's Nigerian. But I always wondered when I saw Kiki Rice's name 4 years ago. I wonder if her family named her like after Kiki Vanderway. And then it's ironic that they both went to UCLA. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he went to UCLA. Yeah, but that's really all I wanted really to say. You know, accurate, but you know we can't say bullets anymore. It's just a joke. But yeah, this I don't think there was any more. Let me listen for a second and see. Was there a little more to what they said? Because that was spot on today.
500. It's you're we've played 8 games. You're 4-4. Relax. Like I was listening last night. I don't even remember who said it, but it was
in the fever and women's basketball as a whole, and already doing the coaches on the hot seat, coaches getting fired thing. That's actually a fucking win for women's
That's
sport.
true. No,
That
honestly,
is
you're right.
fucking
He's wrong.
hot
And
take, and he's wrong. But like, that's what you would
straight line drives. Somebody who can stay in front and stay on balance and incredibly disciplined. Got to get into the ball on a ball screen. Can't give an offensive player space.
And listen, I did it in like
okay. Let's listen to y'all. Let me do one more. Let's listen to what Stephanie White said. What does JuJu Watkins need to do to improve her game for the upcoming season? In my opinion, I believe that she's going to improve in efficiency. I think she's incredible to have almost a 42% field goal percentage with the way that she's guarded. Okay, the way that this woman is guarded, to have in the usage of 31 that went down from her freshman year because she had more offensive help with Kennedy, Avery, K9, and Kiki, obviously. So her shooting percentage went up. Her 3 percentage is like around 33%, 32.5%, right? Let me tell you something. What she needs to do to improve her game, she already said it: pace and efficiency. Her efficiency is going to go through the roof. Why? Because you're not going to be able to, unless you want to commit suicide, you're not going to throw 3 people at her. If you throw 3 people at her when she gets to the hole, she already doing that on purpose. She's going to kick that out. And you're going to get killed by Sanaya, Jazzy, Taya, Kennedy. She has options, serious options. Okay? And I'm getting ready to get to my real point. If you want to double, or if you double her, you better pick your poison, because she's smart enough to know that she's got Sanaya to pass to. If it's, let's say it's Ju, Sanaya, and Jazzy at the same time at one point in the game, and you try that bullshit of doubling her or doubling Jazzy, but let's say you double Ju, she has options. So now you're going to get her, she's finally going to see, in my estimation and hopefulness, she's going to see singular coverage. Give you an example. She didn't see singular coverage all non-conference and conference long. The only bold one, some may call stupid one, to do it was Corey Close in UCLA. Guess what? When you gave her single coverage, what do you think her field goal percentage was? Let me tell you what her 3 was. Her 3 ball that game, when she first gave her singular coverage, she did about 5 different people on her, but it was one person only on her. She shot 6 for 9. What does that percentage tell you? Then she scored 38 points, and she had an excellent shooting night. I don't remember quite what it was, but I'm gonna tell you, I want to say the shit was like 70-80%, something crazy. That's what will happen, sir. That's what she needs to improve on, right? Is making the right reads. She's going to work on her efficiency. I believe all of those things will go up. And I believe also her 3 ball is going to be so solid that the points that she missed out on towards the rest of the postseason, she's going to make up for real easy, because her 3 ball is going to be on. She'll have more time to set her feet and get ready to take that shot. So she just needs to improve on her efficiency, pace, and what she has done every year. And making the right reads, and she'll have a plethora of choices from the front to pass into the post, out to the wings. She definitely has the ability to improve in those areas. I don't, you know, I also would like to see her stay in front of people a little bit more. Like if she has to take on a point guard every now and then, like that's not, I mean, she's 6'2", so bending your legs and getting low, she does a really good job compared to most 6'2" people, you know, but I know that she doesn't like to guard smaller guards when you're that tall. Okay. But it's really hard to get by her, and it's really hard to score on her, and she's always hovering over them like that, and she's ready, like they get up under her, she's ready to strip them. There's not much that I want to say about that other than that's what I noticed, but I think everybody can improve on on their game, and that thing's her game. I like, but I would love to get better with her range on her three ball. I want it to be effortless. That's what I think. It also doesn't help that she has Raven lighting a fire under her seat. Yeah, you know, I like to see Raven and CeCe on the court together. Not necessarily her replacing her, but kind of like how Courtney and Olivia Miles work so well together. I mean, the maturity, I guess, has to do with a lot of the maturity level of Courtney. Courtney knows she's damn near like auntie to her. You know what I'm saying? So she like big sis vibes, and she's not jealous of her at all. She's just happy to get back into her 2 spot. I had a discourse with very close male friends of mine. A couple of them were pro athlete football players that I've known since they were in college. And I was sadly disappointed that they didn't understand where I was coming from. It wasn't logistically, Caitlin was a point guard. But what I was trying to explain to them that's not going to be her true position in the WNBA. And they just could not get past the fact that I was taking the ball, in their mind, taking the ball and the control of the game out of her hands. But they had no idea if they would have shut up and let me finish. Everything she's suffering from right now and the lack of what she has is what I was trying to tell them is not going to translate. All they wanted to hear is they just thought that she was going to get that 30-footer off consistently and accurately every game, that she was going to blow by everybody. Her passes were going to be caught and on the money. You see, she likes to throw at split defenders. She likes to throw, a quick fast ball. Did you see Olivia last night? She dipped in, did that, and she would be 2 feet in front of 2 feet in front of her teammate and whipped her to touch pass. She knows how to touch pass a pass to the person. Even if she's not, she does like I do. I go this way to throw that way. I'm trying to move the defender out of the way. And the only reason I pass behind my back like Chelsea is because it was just an easier pass for me. It was a natural, the way my arm bent at the time and the way it flipped, it was just an easier pass for me to do it. It wasn't about being fancy or anything like that. I don't believe in that. Unless I'm coming up with a finger roll, I might get cute like that. But no, I may get crucified for this, but Raven threw away a perfect opportunity to show she could be, well, no, you're not going to get crucified. I know what you're talking about. I think it shocked her. And in many ways, you kind of get a heads up that when you're a veteran, you can come in like that and at any point and switch. She's 8 games into her pro career. And usually you've already warmed up to that in practice. You did film. This is what you're going to do when you get in. But she got thrown in, which is crazy because Stephanie had a lot of faith in her to do it. But she was so sick of what Caitlin was doing that she was like, it can't hurt. We're losing. And so Raven had no time to adjust. And I think her mind was kind of blown away that she was even having the opportunity to do it. But I don't think she blew her opportunity at all. No way. If you notice, everybody on the team left UCLA. They don't like to play with JuJu. JuJu's a ball hog. If you notice, everybody on the team left UCLA. They don't like to play with JuJu. You mean USC? I think she's a good player, but she should pass it more. Well, I respect your opinion, but at the same time, I got to push back because I don't agree with that. She's definitely not a ball hog. Everybody that came to play with her want to play with her. I think that you got to know a little bit more about my team. You have to you got to be like me, who goes to every game, pays attention to everything. I watch USC. Let's talk USC basketball. CC Clay and USC Media Wire Lab with her and Matt, and they know, CC knows the insides well. If you knew about Avery is an alpha. She wanted to be a star. She wanted to be a leader. She didn't want to wait her turn. Everybody that came to play with Coach Gottlieb and JuJu. Kennedy came to do that. Satea will tell you. Sanaya says that. Jazzy, same thing. So it's not true. And also, this myth, which is totally a myth. Tell me this. JuJu's not even a point guard, right? How does she lead her team and assist if she doesn't pass the ball? Secondly, as a scoring guard, as a player who played the shooting guard, that is your job, to shoot the ball. And she was a volume shooter in her freshman year. And I looked something up one time on ChatGPT, and it said if JuJu hadn't been a volume shooter, they would have never gotten as far as they did. There's times that being a volume shooter is not negative. Is if you shoot your team out of a game, it is. And that's not what she does. And she's never been a ball hog. Maybe when she was 12 or 13, I heard. But no, she's never been a ball hog. So I push back on that. And are there times that I didn't like her taking a shot that she should have passed? Yes, but that is not the majority of the time. I would never say that that she did something that I felt like, damn, Ju, why'd you shoot that? You should have passed that. Yes. But is that the majority of the time? No. Does that have anything to do with, does she have anything to do with who comes in and how much time they play? No, her coach does. So that's bullshit. So whoever you're referring to that left, it got to be only Avery and K9. K9 got the same minutes or less than what she had at USC as a freshman. What's her name? Avery got 20-something minutes, if I remember, as a freshman. So what they made of it was on them. That has nothing to do with JuJu. They don't even play JuJu's position. If you know, okay, so no, and I don't notice. I think what I did notice is they knew who was coming down the pipe, which is Jazzy Davison. First number one player, high school player in the country. They're not number one players in the country. Avery nor K9. Sanaya, she gets the number one player again. Who the hell you think you gonna play over when we getting the 5-star number one players in the country? No, you don't know how to wait your turn. In my day, you were fortunate to be starting as a freshman in NCAA basketball. If you started, either they had a hole for that spot, or they needed you, or you was exceptional. But that's not a common thing to come in and start as no freshman. You sit your ass down and you wait. Courtney was hunting last night. You see that? She had 30 ball. She had a 30 ball. Courtney Williams was extremely efficient, extremely able to get to her spot. And you know why she's able to get to her spot without being rushed? Is because she has a gravity puller of Olivia Miles and a gravity puller of Natasha Howard being a threat. So that makes it easier for her to get open. Howdy, Nicholas. What's up, Nicholas? Missed you. Happy Tuesday. It's like hot and boiling grits here in Texas. Really? Damn. Where in Texas? I used to live in Austin, Dallas, and Allen, Texas. Are the flies and the bugs out yet in Texas? Big Dog, what you got to say? Let me see what you're saying, Big Dog. No, Jacob today. I don't know where Jacob today. I don't think Jacob knew I was coming. Got you, my brothers in the colony. Hey, Brazil. Hey, JuJu. Hey, Miss D. I saw the vid of White and Clark on the bench during the timeout. I see Clark's frustration, but you think she got spoiled? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a clip of one of the one times if only time that Lisa Bluter tried to take her out of a game and sit her down. Not like, I guess at a time that she didn't want to come out. She got to the bench and started banging on the chair, slamming it down, ponytail going everywhere, with frustration. And because you know how you got a petulant 2-year-old that's kicking and throwing temper tantrums, and you just don't want to see that happening because they're going to embarrass you. So you don't even want to do that. So she got spoiled by that. Miles has a piece of pie layup unlocked, don't she though? May I ask a question for sure? For sure. When I played, they didn't let the freshmen play. We had our own little team. We had to wait till. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Unless you're uniquely special. You're gonna. I mean, the minutes that they got, from the West Coast, you wasn't getting that kind of minutes back in the day. When I played, and it wasn't even that long ago either. When I played, they didn't let the freshmen play. We had our own little team. We had to wait till we were sophomores. Yep. A lot of fans, and Dallas think Paige has proven she's better than Clark. Well, for me, she had always been in high school, coming out of high school, number one. Then it was Angel Reese. Then it was maybe Camila Cardosa, HVL, and then somewhere in there was Caitlin Clark, right? And if I've seen a compilation of games somebody pulled up, and I was watching Caitlin's game, regular season. I mean, she may have some popping games, but for the most part, Caitlin was not very good basketball player. There was a lot of standing around, a lot of waiting, a lot of nothing real beneficial to make anybody better. Nothing that I could tell. I didn't really notice her or even heard about her until the whole until when they were in the tournament, and then they were talking about UConn, LSU, South Carolina. Somewhere they were talking about those teams, and then they would put this highlight up of this player from Iowa who was closing in on this scoring title record. They started to pay more, and even when they did it, people would just turn from it. Nobody was really talking about it. Then she just started making. You can look at the data too. I'm a data person. I look at data and trending, and I can look at the Bell's curve and everything going. So it started to trend up, right? And then it really took off when she came in contact with Angel Reese in the whole incident. Maybe out in Iowa, maybe out in the Midwest, you guys were this and this and this, but I'm on the West Coast. We weren't talking about no Caitlin Clark. It came relevant when she beat the big bad South Carolina. 2, when she came in contact with Angel Reese. That's when it soared. But Angel had already had about 4 million followers. She had the most followers. She had the biggest NIL deal. I don't understand why they thought she wanted to be heard. So they probably said, she felt that way because she had all the attention and she won a championship, but she didn't make all the money. She didn't gain all the followers. I mean, she gained a follower in me. She gained a follower in non-basketball fans. She doing her thing. Why are you guys always comparing the two of them? They don't even, to me, play the same position. I don't get it. Paige's game is well-rounded. I give her that. Pretty much. I'm glad she put on some strength and weight too. But that's the rules. Freshmen could play until they were a sophomore. That was the NCAA rules back in the 60s. Lewis Center couldn't play until he was a sophomore. Yeah. Yep. I mean, and that's the thing. Rules keep changing and changing. When I got into the game and we went from AIAW to NCAA, the rules were changed. And then I remember them bringing in, telling me when I think I went home for the summer in my sophomore year, they were like, Julie, you got to go practice shooting this new ball. I said, what new ball? They're going to have a women's ball. I said, for what? Because it makes it, when it hits the net, this is what they said, when it's going to swish and make the game more exciting because we don't dunk. I was like, what's making it more exciting? It changed my whole shit. I love the men's ball. I had a way better jumper, way better percentage, higher percentage. Now the ball was so little, it was coming up. Look how big my hands are. it's like it was coming off my hands. It's almost like a volleyball to it. I didn't like it. Now to drive with it, I could drive with it better. Like a cup it, I could do different things. I hated that whole switching from that right in the middle of your season. Your career in college. Side note, hope I don't offend anyone for playing. Heat comment. Apologies if I did, but this is really hot out here. Nah. Nicholas, how long do you play ball? Do you boil your grits? It's a great question. Until they're smooth and they don't got this grainy looking taste. But you didn't ask me. I don't eat grits like that. I always forget to even make them. I don't even really do it. But y'all, this has been real. I had a great discussion. Again, like I said, I was going to show you this one last take, and I want to get your opinion on it. Let me show you.
Because I'm already peeping that Caitlin's mobility is not there. And so I wanted to kind of know what Stephanie White thought makes an elite on-ball defender. And so I asked her, and she gave this answer, which was fascinating to me.
Well, somebody who's active hands, active feet, somebody who can guard their yard, they don't get beat on straight line drives. Somebody who can stay in front and stay on balance and incredibly disciplined. Got to get into the ball on a ball screen. Can't give an offensive player space. So there's a lot of little things. There's a lot of things that have to do with speed and athleticism, but a lot more that has to do with mentality and toughness.
Ooh.
She knew I was asking about Caitlin. I know she knew.
Well, especially that mentality and toughness line is a pointed
when you
one.
Think, right? When you think about that, how she said it.
When you watch that interaction that got Caitlin benched.
Play that. I got my hands up, Coach.
Raven, sit down. Sit down.
I'm up out of here. She said, Raven, you're coming in. Let me talk to you for a second.
She said, you know what? You're up, Raven. Sit down.
Yeah, Raven's coming in for you. So if you don't want to listen, you're up out of there. Can
I tell you a really funny thing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw a tweet.
So what did you say? Drop a link. What you want to talk about, big dog? Yeah, I agree. I do. I take JuJu over Paige and Clark. I think Clark knows that. Sarah Strong will be better than JuJu when she gets in the league. This take right here cracks me the fuck up. There are no holes in her game. You know what, Demetrius? You want to know what holes are in her game? She cannot take. She cannot take being face guarded. She will not be able to take the doubles and the triples that she's going to face. She's going to have a chance to prove herself, Demetrius. She was able to become National Player of the Year because there was no JuJu last season. She could never take the type of defensive attention and pressure that JuJu takes. And it was proven. And that's why your girl tore her jersey. She showed me everything I need to know. Sarah is a boiling. She got crazy underneath all of that too. That calm exterior that you think she had, she's not. That's who she was when she tore her jersey. That's who Sarah is. And Sarah has not seen the type of defense. How many in my chat would agree that Sarah has seen the type of defensive defenses that JuJu has faced? Let me know. And let me know if you think that she will be able to withstand that. The woman can only score 80 points. She has not even had a 30-point game, Demetrius. So how the fuck do you think she can be better than JuJu? For someone who actually played college ball, that's me. Seen the girl since high school, she's proven winner. And I've seen JuJu since high school, and she's a proven winner. JuJu's taken her team to become the #1 team in the nation. JuJu has become, is a Gatorade national individual player of the year. What are you even talking about right now? If Sarah was that great, why didn't she score more than 920 points her freshman year and break a 40-year-old record? Bro, come on, stop. Sarah's wonderful. She's phenomenal, but she is no JuJu Watkins. You have to force Sarah to go left. You have to force Sarah to even take over a game. I've never even seen her take over a game. JuJu has very few weaknesses, and Sarah has weaknesses. I'm tired of the JuJu hate too because it makes no goddamn sense. Staley outcoached Gino. She had a bigger team, but she wasn't going to beat UCLA. I knew that. JuJu has technique. Is CC up on the balls of her feet or flat-footed? I've never paid. Oh, what do you mean? Her balls of her feet when she's what? Playing defense? Shaking my head, wait and see. I will wait and see because there ain't nobody. Let me tell you something. I want you to come back. If JuJu doesn't come out in 27 and I want you to come out in 28, it won't make a difference to you because you believe what you want to believe. You're going to think there's some kind of conspiracy. JuJu will be the #1 pick over your girl Sarah in the 28 draft. Period. And that's still not going to make you a believer. So it's a senseless argument for me to even have or debate to have with you because no matter what, you're going to have some sort of conspiracy. What? I don't know. Sarah is not even chosen to be on the senior national training circuit of the Olympics. How the fuck do you think she better than JuJu? JuJu was there and couldn't even play. Bro, stop. Just stop it. I know you love the girl. I think she's phenomenal. Her mom was a spark, so I'm always going to root for Allison Feaster. But you, sir, no, absolutely not. She is no JuJu Watkins. Sorry. JuJu can take over a game and doesn't get credit for making her teammates better. Really doesn't. She led her team in assists, and people won't tell me the bullshit. I don't hate JuJu. I don't hate Sarah. I don't think her all-around game is better. I don't. Let me see Sarah take over a game in the fourth quarter to ensure that her team has a victory on the biggest stage, playing with great stakes. What were the great stakes? She was playing the #1 team in the nation, actually undefeated. That UCLA had actually beaten South Carolina that year. It's at the end of the season. It's like March 1st or 3rd. And you want to tell me that a woman who goes 38 points, missed 2 free throws, should have been 40, which I always said would be. If you give her singular coverage, the woman can score 40 every night. But she sacrificed her offense, not even sacrificed it. She wanted to give up the ball for assists. She had 5 assists. But the biggest thing, help side defense, she had 8 blocks on a 6'7" center. Can Sarah do that? Can Sarah play both ends of the ball the way that JuJu Watkins can? She had 11 rebounds. Has Sarah ever had 11 rebounds and 38 points, a high usage rate and 11 points? And has Sarah ever had 6 out of 9 threes, all in the same game? No, she hasn't. If Sarah wanted to, let me tell you, if Sarah wanted to be better than JuJu, then she should have took a team that she had last year that had no business making it to the finals. She should have been able to beat South Carolina, beat UCLA for all the marbles. I would have had great respect. I would have been like, oh shit. I would have said, wow, she moved everybody, Sarah Williams, you're not doing anything. KK, you're not doing enough. AZ, you're not doing enough. Shade, you're not doing enough. Blanca, you're definitely not doing enough. And she should have took her team to the finals and won. That I would have respect for. Because both of those teams, JuJu has defeated when she played. UCLA, 4 out of 6. Same people, same people that you've seen she's faced her whole career at USC. is beating UConn at UConn with Sarah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't disrespect. I don't know if you just want to see more like exciting between the legs, behind the back. I don't know what you're looking for. But the playmaking and the versatility and the strength of JuJu at her position, Sarah can never play defense like that child. Neither Sarah nor JuJu are the combination will bring eyes to the league. Okay, that's fine. Cece is bringing eyes to the league right now. For what reason? They won't come together. Oh shoot, I can't. They won't come out together. How much you want to guarantee that? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Come back to my show when they do. Okay, I didn't want to type all this for. Here's my question. Okay, I'm sorry. They started going. Where's your question? I'm sorry, big dog. Where's your question? Are you typing it? I can't wait till next season. JuJu, Jazzy, Kennedy will be keeping the receipt. Oh, Nicholas, you have no idea the receipts that JuJu's keeping. You have no ideas. I see it in her eyes. Yeah, good. Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah, her dad was a pro. Yeah, too. I said that Sarah is phenomenal. I'm not taking anything away from her, but I just pray that she improves next year. I do. And that she's ready for the games that he's scheduled. And that she has no excuse now because she cannot defer to AD or Paige. She doesn't have to be passive or humble about those two. But Sarah is I really like that she got Vacosa on her team. I like the new big that they're bringing in. And I hope he actually does something with Vacosa. But she's going to need help. Sarah's getting love because she's at UConn. Yeah. And I hope she stopped putting on weight. When she lost weight, she was looking toned. She put on weight. She looked jello-y last year. She don't look in shape to me. Well, she may be proven winner to you, but what did she do in high school? I never heard of her until it was time to hear from her. And then she was injured, so I didn't even get to see her play. I don't remember in a McDonald game or a Nike game. I don't remember Sarah until and then she started off slow because she was injured in the beginning of the season. And then I saw all this weight that she lost. And I was like, that's what they were trying to get her in shape. That's what they were doing. I like her game and everything, but she is no takeover. She's no bucket getter. Too bad Raven is 5'9". She just fouls so much she can't stay on the floor. Dude, that happened one time, bro. Stop it. You pick one game to pick a Raven. You pick one game when the game before she had the same amount of points as Cece, but with a higher plus minus. She had a damn near excellent. She had the game that Cece should have had against the Valks. You pick one game, and we just saw a plethora of games that Cece has played poorly in. You need to stop. And by the way, Demetrius, a 5'9", 5'8", 5'9" guard shut down, and Kennedy Smith shut down Sarah and held her in contention to the point where she was so frustrated she tore her jersey. You're never going to get away from allegation. You will never see JuJu Watkins do some shit like that. Never. She too cool. She too calm. She don't react. She don't show. She ain't never going to go to the bench and start banging on the chairs or tearing her jersey, bro. Is asking a player to play to their strengths insulting, or does that diminish the player in any way? No, I don't think it's insulting. Big dog. I don't think there's anything wrong with playing a player to their strength if that's possible. If that's possible. If they want to be limited to that, asking the player, but the problem is they're asking the whole team to play to Caitlin, if you're referring to her strength. And what are her strengths? You got to play with the personnel that you have, and you got to adjust. And that's the thing that I don't like about her game. She just doesn't adjust to the players that she's playing with, and that's not going to work. The media will never hype up Sarah more than JuJu. No, they won't. They won't, and that's sad. But then again, will the media hype up the people more than Cece? I don't know if they're going to do it more than Cece, but I definitely know that the players and veterans alike, and Hall of Fame women basketball players, white and black and purple alike. Everybody loves JuJu. Everybody loves JuJu. When they were at the All-Star game, JuJu's sophomore year, they asked Diana Taurasi, Chelsea Gray, Sarah, I remember Shakira Austin, a couple other people in passing. If you could pick a college player to play with in a game or something to that effect, which college player? Now, Paige had just left, so that's what made Diana have to say this. She was like, JuJu. I picked JuJu. Like it was like she's saying, who else would I pick? She didn't pick Sarah Strong, Michaela Blakes, Hannah Hidalgo, Madison Booker. She didn't say none of them. She didn't say Malaysia Fulwali. She didn't say none of them motherfuckers. She said JuJu Watkins. And then Paige made a joke. It was like, you picked, that's, because Paige was like, well, Donna was like, well, I mean, yeah, if you was in college, because they want to keep it loyal. But damn it, Diana know what's up. She want to play with JuJu Watkins. Shakira said, that baby is elite. I'm picking JuJu. Chelsea said, of course, JuJu. Sarah has played very well since nobody, stop repeating what I've already said. Nobody is denying that she's played very well. Nobody is denying that she's good. I said she's phenomenal. JuJu has never said out of her mouth. Only one person that I ever hear her say, she'll say, oh yeah, she's good. Oh yeah, I think she's great. Only person she was like, she's a phenomenal player. That is the only person she's ever said that she's currently playing with was Sarah. No, nobody gets guarded more than Caitlin Clark, but maybe that should be scouting. No. Let me tell you what Caitlin said out of her own mouth when JuJu came out her freshman year. She said, I've never been game planned the same way as JuJu Watkins. So Caitlin said that. There's nobody's being guarded like JuJu Watkins. Now stop it. Be genuine. I understand what you're telling me, that you think she's better, but nobody thinks that. So Nicholas said injuries are part of the game, but analysts picked USC over UConn last year. JuJu went into UConn, carried USC. Hard to do that since Gino's been coached in stores. I think somebody else has done that, Nicholas. Shit, Hannah beat their ass. Guarded more. All players on the card are guarded. Sweetheart. Yeah. Sarah Strong was the best player as a freshman on the championship team, but she didn't get the MOP, did she? Is this some sort of joke arguing if shoulda, coulda, woulda? No, it's not a joke at all. I just told you, if Sarah was better than JuJu, she would have got National Player of the Year, point blank, period. JuJu came short as a freshman because she should have never even been where she was. They were ranked 21 and got to the Elite 8, Demetrius. I know what happened then. They weren't even supposed to be there. So they went from being 21 to get to the Elite 8 with no All-Americans on their team but her. So stop. JuJu is a better all-around player, in my opinion. Wait, hold on. Let's see how her knee comes out. I don't need to wait till her knee comes out. I see her. I've seen her. I've seen highlights of her. I've seen her when I was when she was there. I've seen her during the games. Her knee is fine. She was the number one player in high school for a reason, like JuJu. But JuJu was the number one player in the nation. Hear me. Listen to what I'm saying to you. In the nation. They give you UConn players love, which I get. They can do no wrong. Shut down. You got Sarah like CC. Yeah. UConn will beat USC next year, and USC has the better athletes. Just watch. I'm going to watch. I don't even think they're going to face each other because I don't even think UConn is going to get as far as you think they're going to get. The only competition that I believe I'm going to see is going to be USC and South Carolina, because South Carolina got a lot of depth, and I can't wait to play them to show you guys what I know. When you are the greatest of something, wouldn't it smart basketball to play off that? Yes, big dog, it is, but you can't play off I don't know what you're referring to, and I'm not going to start guessing. Okay. Good afternoon, Auntie JuJu. What's up, Scrub Zero? CC is nowhere close to JuJu. Thank you. I think CC introduced me to the W before CC came along. Never saw one game. Now I'm hooked. And that's good. That's good. My only hope is that she brought you to the game and that you would be open to see other players. You know what I mean? I'm not stuck on just like, one player. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I am like, I'll be stuck on, one player. But most of the time I'll have a favorite player or I'll know who is I'll agree with whoever they consider a winner at the time, one of the winners or one of the best players that year or that season. And I'll go with it, but that doesn't mean that I'm only watching that player. You know what I mean? I'm looking at other games. I'm looking at other players or teams, and I like certain styles that I'm drawn to. I think people are drawn to styles of players that if they played at a high level, that they played the same position. Sometimes I am, but most of the time I didn't play Angel's position except for in high school because we didn't have someone tall. I wasn't tall, 5'8". I can rebound like a motherfucker though. And I love Angel for that because I get what she's doing. I study where my teammates' rotation of their ball goes. I study where the ball is going to come off the rim. I love that. I can just guess. And I think I learned that from playing tetherball. You wouldn't know what I mean unless you played tetherball. It made me an excellent rebounder. It made me have bounce. I could spring back up before I could barely touch the ground. I'm back up again. I like to play above rim, like things like that. I think CC introduced, the Aces have won 3 chips playing to Asia's strength. What is Asia's strength, big dog? Give me an example. What is her strength? Honestly, what the hell is her strength? Asia is so well-rounded now. She wasn't always. Once she added the 3-ball, what is Asia's strength? I don't think the Aces are winning 3 chips because they're playing to her strengths at all. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the analyst needs to come to me, but I don't agree with you. What the hell is Asia's strength? They don't force the ball inside to her like she's Frankenstein. That girl moves all the way around, up, outside, inside, mid-range. She's everywhere. I believe pressure is on Gottlieb. No, there's no pressure. There's no pressure, Nicholas. The pressure's not on us. She'll have the ladies ready for sure, but the pressure is definitely not on us. The pressure is an illusion. Pressure is an illusion. It's what people want to. Pressure's not on her because if the pressure is on her, then you need to rank us number 1 now. They need to. Demetrius doesn't. Demetrius got UConn. The other chat person got who they got. No, until we're ranked number 1 or we've won a championship, the pressure's not on us. The onus is not on USC because then if that's the case, then we got the better athletes, we got the better talent, we got the better coach, we got the better winning culture record. Then you better give me everything. You better say that we're the best. Don't put that shit on us that Gottlieb got to prove anything. Hell no. Dawn need to prove something. She got her ass kicked twice in the championship. Don't put that shit on us. UConn, you got a winning culture. You make to the Final Four all the time. Your ass, the pressure is on you. The pressure ain't not on us. Corey, you won last year. The pressure's on you. Don't put that shit on us. It's actually hard to get a rebound. It's an art to it. It damn sure is. Tetherball is a true Cali sport. It is. It is fun too. I haven't played that since elementary school. Asia's strength is getting the ball in the mid-range, and they surround her with people who can create their own shots. So you just can't run doubles at Asia to get the ball out of her hands. True. But I don't think she touches the ball first, is what I'm saying. She's not like, now, is she the first option to shoot? I don't even think she's the first option to shoot, honestly. I'll check again, but I'll look. I don't think that. This year's USC teams does have the better athletes, definitely not the better coach. I think we have the better athletes, and I think we have a brilliant coach. That's my opinion. And if I were to talk about her resume, which I'll do at another time, I think that she's ahead of the coaches that you think are the best at that time in their career. just remember, she's been to the Final Four. I bet you didn't know that, Barnes. Until you know that about Gottlieb, taking a team with less talent to the Final Four at Cal Berkeley, then I don't want to have any basketball conversation about Gottlieb until you know her resume and how she from Santa Barbara to Cal to leaving to go to the NBA and coming back to USC, how she's been to the tournament every year, except probably one when she inherited a team at USC. I don't want to talk about it. I don't, because you don't know her resume and what she's done for our program in Los Angeles and the athletes that she's been able to recruit. She's an excellent recruiter. Then there's no conversation. I agree. It's all East Coast bias. I like that we're not ranked number one. Give all the usual suspects attention. Exactly, Irish biscuit. Go on and do all that. Let them do that, Nicholas. I love good passers and John Stockton and Magic Johnson. I love Magic Johnson. I like Stockton too. He was good with his, but he was good like pick and roll. You know, Cece remind me of is Steve Nash. That's who she passed like. She's a good coach, but not better than Gino or Don, and that will make a difference. Okay. Well, you know, just like she beat Gino before, she is, you know, Gino can be beaten. She hasn't had the when she coached and lost by 17 the first time when she faced Dawn in LA, she lost only by 17. And then in the finals by that time, she lost by 33 points or something. But that is not the team that we're trying to, that you did that without JuJu. So I don't even think it's a conversation. If she beats her and knocks her out, JuJu and us out of the tournament with JuJu, I'll rest my case. Dawn, I still think you're the greatest, but you're the greatest. But I don't think she can do that. Kind of like CC did with Iowa, dragging on to 2 Final Fours, and I mean dragging them. CC, what about CC dragging them? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I mean, she had a great game and everything, but I think she had players around her. I don't want to say that. I didn't want to make you mad on Gottlieb feeling the pressure. Sorry about that, but I'm with you all the person. Yeah, I know, Nicholas. You know we already had this discussion. You were just being loyal. You were just being loyal to the soil. I know where you come from, Nicholas. I know you understand. I mean, they just don't understand. You see it in my background right here. You see Cheryl, Jackie Young. That's Candace and her daughter Layla. I was having brunch in the marina. That's JuJu her freshman year when she was in the Bay Area. And that's you can barely see that pictures of me with Cheryl Miller's high school teammate. We played together at CSUN. And those photos, kind of cool. But listen, I don't propose that we're gonna whip, beat people down. I need to see us first play, then I'll tell you if I think, or do I think. I mean, you only got to win by 1 or 2, right? I'll take it, but I need to see her. I need to see us play, how we look. It takes time to gel and all that. I can't wait. I want to see how we play. That reminds me, can we talk about Candace? What you want to talk about, Candace? What about Candace Parker? Oh, Lord. I thought you were going to bring up Cheryl. I'm going to look like I can't wait to turn it on, but somebody on my Twitter sounded like she retracted because she gave a really great answer. I was really proud of her when she analyzed CC was fair and out of love, but I'm just really surprised. Oh, I gotta get ready to go. In a second, I gotta get ready to go. Okay, let me see it. Were you in California during Shermella and Cynthia Cooper days? Of course I was. I was up the way. Listen, I was up the way at CSUN in San Fernando Valley. My best friend one of my good friends went to UCLA at the time, and then there's USC. I'm in the class of 82. My roommate is just won the high school state championship with Cheryl in my freshman year. Me and Cheryl in the same grade. Cynthia's a year younger. Cynthia's mother went to my church. Cynthia and I know each other. Like, LA is not as big as you think. It's kind of small. So I've seen Cheryl play and go hard against Long Beach State. Long Beach State was one of my favorite teams before Cheryl and them won. And so yes, absolutely watched her in person. Of course. Yes. Cynthia too. Like it's nothing. Like nothing. I've seen them lose. Like before they won a I've seen them lose. I've seen a player that was just as good as Cheryl Miller. Tina Hutchinson. Look her up. Fight on. I'm a Trojan to the heart with pride. Why is it silent on what Cece did over the weekend? Why is she silent? Well, she did talk about it. That's what I was going to say. I wish I could go to it and show you what she said. But one of the things she did say was she needs to take pride in her defense, take it personal, basically take it personal that people are coming at her like Cece's, they're coming at her. Please check her out. Please, if you can find any tape on Tina Hutchinson from San Diego State, please look at her game and tell me what you think. What's up, B. Will? Hi, B. Will. Tina Hutchinson. Please check her game out. She's the record. She's the one that has the record. Like, she averaged more points than Cheryl did her freshman year. But obviously, Cheryl didn't need to score 30, right? Because she had so much offense on her team, right? But Tina Hutchinson averaged around 30 a game at San Diego State. San Diego State was in what we call the WAC conference. And they beat Cheryl in their one game. And then the next game, I think USC's team won. And then there's a time when Cheryl and Twins and everybody lost to Long Beach State. Long Beach State was cold. Long Beach State used to regularly score 100 points. USC didn't do that until Cheryl and them came along. And then we didn't have as many steps to go to get to the NCAA championship. It wasn't all of the stuff that you see going on now. Like, there's a lot of steps to it. We didn't have that. It was like one and done, boom, bow. So Tina Hutchinson, 6'2", dog. I played. It was when I came home for Thanksgiving, and I was playing with my Cheryl's roommate in Riverside. And I thought Cheryl was going to meet us at the park, but Tina met us at the park. And Tina Hutchinson was there because she's from East St. Louis. She couldn't go home. And we were just playing pickup. And I heard about her, and I was like, can you dunk? And she's like this, boom. Like just 1, 2, 2. And she like 6'2", real slim. And so then we barely could see any tape or we could see them play. But I used to go to the paper like, what happened between Cheryl and Tina when they played? Man, she got this cold weight. You think Cheryl was cold. Tina was cold. Okay? You got to watch her. Gottlieb doesn't get the respect she deserves. Absolutely. How come Holland, Kennedy, and Jazzy and Ju didn't commit to Donna? Great question. It's great. If Gino and Donna are so real, JuJu effect is even realer. And Gottlieb effect. Why, if they're all the best this and the best that, why didn't Sanaya choose there? Why didn't Kennedy choose there? Why didn't Jazzy choose there? Why didn't JuJu? And why didn't, when they tried to recruit Satea Fagan, she didn't choose there? Did her visit and everything. Why didn't Kiki Irfin choose there when she was in the portal? Not everybody believes what you guys believe about Gino nor Don. Not everybody wants to go to South Carolina, which is fine. But you know what I mean? No confusion, B. Will. I think we're on the same page with our comments. What did he say? I mean, they make it seem like just because you're Don or Gino and you're the number one player that this is where you're supposed to go. And that's just not true. There, the branding that we have at USC, the weather, the location, a whole lot of reasons why you choose USC. And Gottlieb's a brilliant coach, and you'll see. Okay, hold on one second, guys. I'm about to guys are still here, thank you for hanging in there. Let's see what you guys are saying. Fagan and Sarah KK, Earfan as well. Yeah, Sarah KK, I can't wait to see her play. Great point. Thank you. Dang, what is my insurance man calling me? All right, guys. Ju, we commented on a video for another creator on yesterday. You did? What do you mean? What did you do? What did you comment on? I'm not sure. I'm lost. Tell me what that was about. I'm curious. If JuJu is coming out and she's the first pick, guess who's in last place in the W, of course. They have the lottery, but the best chance to wait. Who? That is going, she might go to. The Fever aren't going to be in last. The Fever, no, they're talking about that Connecticut, the future Comets, which is a Trojan-centric team because of Tina and Cynthia winning those championships. That's the team that's going to be. What is he talking about? What are you talking about? The Fever in last? I wouldn't be surprised if they end up last because I'm not really feeling what they got going over there. And I'll tell you what, if the Fever is last and they have the first pick, she definitely not going there. JuJu will end up in Los Angeles with the Sparks. She will stay home. It's in the making. That's right. That's right. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. That's what I'm talking about. You got it right there. I say it all the time. That is so funny. People have been laughing at me for 3 years. I was like, Ju, they like, Ju, the Sparks are better than that. I said, I don't care. I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to make it happen. It's a joke, but I'm serious. If JuJu comes out and it's a Fever, I think she goes back to definitely go back to USC. And what I'm saying that for is not because of who's on the team or anything like that. It's because the market. That's not her market. She has to be in a bigger market than that. And I know they get a lot of visibility and this and that, but that ain't her. She don't even look right. Or she can do an Eli Manning and force a trade drafting. Peeps, if you haven't hit this like button, please do so. It helps spread the word. I appreciate that, Brazil. That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that. I've actually gained 54 viewers in a week. And thanks to all of you, I appreciate you getting the word out about the show and this really having some really great conversations, not trying to bash anybody or you guys come in here and like bash me or anything. I'm really just trying to discuss basketball behavior and basketball nuances and, give you a little background, little stories, and also just analyze the game from my perspective. My opinion. Quick question: is Lisa Leslie attending Trojan games? I haven't seen her at a game. No, actually, Lisa lives in Florida, so no. But I'll see. I've seen Tina and always Cheryl comes all the time. I don't even want to just give credit to Cheryl. Rhonda Wyndham, Juliet Robinson. I've seen Tracy Longo, Yolanda Fletcher. There's a lot of more Trojans that Ebony came through. Ebony Hoffman, the assistant coach, she come through. We have a lot of alumni games. A lot of my friends, Erica Jackson, Jessica Cheeks. There's a lot of players that outside of the ones that are most notably known from the championship come to the game. So Lisa, I guess when she's in LA, Lisa has always had a lot of contact with JuJu or the Trojans in general. You just don't always see it. JuJu might not be number one. Hannah and Madison will. I understand. I understand that Hannah and Madison will be coming out as well in, let's say, 2027, right? But JuJu is already projected, Lester. Regardless of what I feel, she's projected number one. She's the insiders have said she's projected number one, even with not seeing how she's playing on her knee. It's a no-brainer. There's nobody doesn't have her as number one. They're not. No. Madison and Hannah are not even close to being explosive as JuJu or have the motion that JuJu has. I was explaining mine and B Will's comments. Flagrant foul not called on Sophie. You mean the one where she slapped Ankler in the face? If that's what you mean, because that's the only one I can remember most recently. I don't think she got I can't remember if she got the flagrant. JuJu has to be in LA or maybe Houston or possibly New York. Maybe the Bay. Nicholas, I think it has to be East or West Coast big city team. It has to be a big city team. And I don't think it's just awkward. I think she would want to bring a championship back to LA. I mean, she grew up going to the Sparks games. She grew up being a fan of Candace Parker. She's close to Lisa Leslie. I mean, these girls, Gottlieb's going to get a championship. I guarantee you. She's going to get a championship. She knows what she's doing. She has the talent, and she's getting more and more talent. She's going to get that championship. So if we got a technical, I thought it was a flagrant too, and B. Will said it was fine with the flagrant one. And is that for the one that happened with Ankler? That's what I'm trying to say. Because that she know damn well she hit Ankler in the face. Is my point. Oh man, Veronica Burton hurt her quad. That's what she hurt that night. Damn. I'm looking to see if I can find it. What do you guys think about the Portland Fire? I like them. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, she slapped her. She did that. That was not a normal, move. That she did it. They have a thing. Those two, they go back and forth. That's why I believed it. But guess what? She wasn't assessed a flagrant 1 or 2 in her exchange with Emily Angster. It was that's right. They did issue an offsetting double technicals. I did see that. The confusion comes from Sophie's earlier incident where she got a flagrant 2 back last year with J.C. Sheldon. I get the projections, but if a team needs a point guard, I look at the difference Olivia is making in Hannah's defensive whiz in addition. But what you want Hannah, Lester, you want Hannah. Hannah's not a point guard in college. You want her to go to the Fever? Let's talk. I agree. It's all about fit, right? Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes it's like, no, we want the big name, or we're gonna change. And here I am, change the complexity of the team, right? So, which is what you guys are saying. Why doesn't Stephanie White adjust the game to fit Caitlin's style of play? I think one of the reasons she does is because she tried it, and it doesn't work. And I think partly the reason it doesn't work is because you don't have the right personnel to run the kind of game that she wants to play, is the reason in my thoughts. So look, if we're projecting, like Olivia had no business going. Olivia, to me, could be number 1. I've always felt that. Nobody did. But she and I thought Betts as well. But I thought Betts for the simple reason that would be a good body, a good fit. But to go to Dallas. But Olivia, there's too many guards over there. So, but what was needed was for Courtney to get off ball. Courtney knows it. We all know it. Courtney wanted it. She couldn't wait for it. It was a match made in heaven. And the relationship that Olivia has with Cheryl is beautiful. It's dynamic. It fits. It works. And she has Lindsay Whalen there to mentor her. Perfect Hall of Fame ingredient. Best pick in the draft. Reiner is going to be sporting a shiner tonight. Why? She got poked. I thought she got poked in the eye. Yes, Portland's team ball and played to their individual strength. Excellent coaching. I love it. I love their playing. Like, what did you say? That they are playing to each individual strength. Yes. And they play team ball defensively and offensively. And the coaching adjustments and decisions are on point. I mean, he's sitting up there just reading it, signing it, looking at it. And he's actually looks like he's scouted the other team. I mean, he's doing amazing. I don't even know the man's name, and I got to learn it because he's doing amazing. I think the Fever did well with Odyssey last season. I think they did really well with Odyssey last season. I think they could use a PG. But why can't we try Raven at it? Lester? Why not Raven? You'll get defense and you get offense. She's trying to take the shot. You'll get some great passing and floor leadership, and I love how she gets Clark the ball in a shooting pocket and ready to go. Olivia has been fantastic. She was so fun to watch yesterday. Portland is just fiery and scrappy. I love that team. Portland is fun. Washington is super fun when Sydney's not fucking with the rotations, but he just sits up there and does something, and I look at him and I say, okay, you're just practicing strategy or you're testing some things out or something, aren't you? Because why would you just pull Kiki out right there? They're coaches from Europe, and I believe we know European ball is physical. Yeah. Yeah. You good with Raven, Lester? Okay. But what you're saying is, like, if it's not Raven, you want another person to back Raven up. I just don't, it can't be Hannah, because Hannah is like, let me tell you what they did, Lester. With how when you look at the rankings or the draft potential, I guess, draft pick, they got JuJu and then they got Madison, guys, over Hannah. And the only reason, Lester, I think they have Madison over Hannah is because because of Madison's height. They're doubting Hannah's height. They're using that against her. That's got to be it. Because Hannah's a killer. She's a psycho. She's a dog. Like, she's going to make it work. She'll outwork your ass. I don't think she's perfect in every aspect, but I really think that the growth I saw from her last year, playing under control with energy and with her teammates, being a leader, I think she was great. And I think she plays bigger than her size. Madison, for me, until she overcomes this choker collar that she's wearing right now, I'll take Hannah over her. Beaver brought in Sophie as an enforcer. She's not that at all. I think they also went and got Maisha Hines-Allen for that. And she loves being that. She actually plays better with the Fever than she did with Dallas. She was out of control in Dallas. And the Fever and the Lynx, I think. She seems to kind of like thrive better in Indiana. How many of you guys think that Indiana will improve now that Lacan has come to Connecticut? That Connecticut will improve, and maybe even the fact that Lacan is back and Brittany sounds like she's going to play. And who else do I think needs it? I think Phoenix is in trouble. I think New York is in trouble. I can't wait for Kelsey to come back to my Sparks. I think Seattle they're young. I want to see everybody get together and stop playing 1v1 basketball. You agree with me, Lester, that about Hannah? I think size must be the issue. I'm not saying that Madison, Madison can cook. Madison, but that Hannah, yeah, if I'm going to pick who I want at the end of the game to cook, I'm picking Hannah or Madison. That's all. And I think they're questioning how Hannah's size will fit in the W, and I can't wait for her to prove them wrong. And I'm not even a Leprechaun fan. I just can't, because people doubted Livia, her size and her this. And Livia looks taller than she really appeared in college. Phoenix is a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Phoenix is a mess. They're in trouble. They literally look worse with these games. Literally. I don't know, be well, what they're doing over there. Ka is just terrible. I'm sorry, Ka, but you've been looking funny for a minute in my eyes. I even question whether if you can make the Olympic team. I'm serious. And it's crazy because the two assistant coaches that are struggling, and they're Olympic coaches behind Nakase and Lawson, Stephanie White, and Nate, they're struggling. Their team, and maybe this is not their fault because it's their team, but in their coaching, and coaching has to do, like last year, I thought Stephanie did a fantastic job with all the injuries, bringing contract hardship players in and getting further than they did the year before in the playoffs. That's coaching. That's coaching. If Caitlin can stop being toxic to the team and get behind and have the relationship that you're supposed to have as a point guard with your coach, they could turn things around to the best of their ability. You think Olivia plays fast? That disguises her height. I think Hannah is much the same. Hannah stays in your pocket, though. Yeah. I was just saying how Olivia plays fast, but she has this pace to it. She's quick. How about that, Lester? I think she's quick. I think Kelsey Mitchell is an inch taller than Hannah. Exactly. So so I just compare I think because Madison's the same height as JuJu, that's why I could never. But the things that Hannah does are different than what JuJu does. They're different versatility, but I would choose JuJu for sure over Hannah. But Hannah, in her own right and way, is a handful. I mean, she does things, she doesn't get blocks, right? She doesn't get defensive rebounds, but that is a JuJu thing, right? JuJu can get some steals, but Hannah gets steals, crazy steals. But she's got to work on that pull-up, which I saw her do. Get to the mid-range. Maybe have a little bit better three ball. There's still things for her height. Like, you got to have a high arc. If you're going to be that height in the pro, and they need you to, what position would she play, for instance? You think that at that height she would be a shooting guard? I don't know about that. So that means she's got to move to the one. So how are we going to do this? Can she? She ain't going to be no Olivia Miles kind of one. And Olivia does play with pace. Hannah plays angry. She might put some blood pressure. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. I think she started to realize, dude, I'm like, you're gonna bust a blood vessel. Dog, calm down a little bit. You're expending way too much energy. Clark does it too. Complaining on every single call, arguing with the ref. That takes so much out of you guys to do that. It just takes too much. Okay, I got to get ready to go because I got to go to LA tonight. I was thinking about going to the game, but I don't know. JuJu's a star. She has that aura. Hannah has a workman's game. People love that, though. They love her. They love Hannah's enthusiasm and so forth, and how she just, go gadget. JuJu got an aura, though. JuJu just be calm and collected with it. But I'm curious to see, I just wanted to see how JuJu's game would change, if at all. I saw a little different changes in it and adjustments that she had to make as defense adjusted to her film on her. I was like, dude, you can't keep going to the same spot. Everybody knows that. You got to be able to shoot at any spot. It can't just always be that spot. You look like you're in doing reps and drills. Like, can you just get a bucket? Like, you grew up getting a bucket. And when I saw that she could, I was like, okay, because I thought you lost your street cred for a minute, sister. Like, get down. Like, let's go. Put that other Phil Handy shit. Like, play basketball. JuJu has that Rick James or like Charlie Murphy calls it. He got it funny. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta take off. I gotta get my locks retwisted down in LA. It's almost 1 o'clock. It's been a pleasure being here. I'm actually getting ready to go to the shop that is. I just found out it's in Inglewood in the SoFi Arena area. I get the chance to be up close and SoFi because it's not just the arena. They also have theaters and suites and shops in there. So I'm actually be able to be. I haven't even gone to SoFi yet. SoFi yet. I've never been up to where they. I think it's SoFi or Hollywood Park is. Okay, that's SoFi. I think I'm thinking of where the Clippers play. But I haven't even been to the newly situated area there. So I'm excited to go through there. But again, I'll be back soon. Unfortunately, I got a graduation to go to. My godson graduates. And I realized tonight, I may miss games. Thursday, I might miss games. But that doesn't mean that I'm not watching it from my phone or that I may not come up and make comments. But there's some great things happening Wednesday and Thursday for games. I'll go over them real quick if you don't know already. So tonight, it's Tuesday. If you haven't voted yet, I guess that's all around the state. I don't know, but we have voting today too. Sky versus Mystic at 4:30. Sky versus the Mystics. Gabriella's not going to be playing. Damn. Fire versus Valkyrie. That should be interesting, guys. Lester, what do you think? Oh, Lester, thank you. Thank you. I wish I had bells and whistles. I got a new subscriber. Thank you, Lester. It was fun talking to you. It was a pleasure. My pleasure. I love the way you was reasonable. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind talking. I don't hate any team. I don't hate any player. So don't even worry. Aces Sparks, 7 p.m. Sun and Dream. Oh, Sun versus. No, that's not gonna be. I didn't know that Sun dropped another game, so they're 5-2. That's one of the best records, though. They're 5-2. Okay, Wednesday, you got the Toronto Temple. I know you guys. It sounds like you guys like Toronto Temple a lot. They're 5-4, and the Liberty are 5-4. Dude, are the Liberty gonna drop this game against Toronto? That'd be crazy. Thank you, B. Will. Yeah, I love this. I'm getting new subscribers. They're letting me know they're dropping in. I appreciate that a lot. Mercury and Storm. Oh God, did you guys see the game last night? The Storm. Who were they playing again? Dallas. That was so not entertaining. I don't even know how I sat through that with you guys. Valkyries and the Lynx, that's going to be the Minnesota Lynx are 7-2. They're cooking. They're cooking. Minnesota and the Dream are cooking. I don't know what. I got to look at the Aces. Valks are 5-3. The Dream and the Fever. Everybody's going to tune into that. Lester, come back. I know you are. On Thursday, that's at 4. I may not be here. That's on Prime Video. I can't. That's the game where I told you I'll be in LA because my godson graduates at 2 o'clock. Friday, we got Sun and the Sky. You got the Wings and the Sparks. And you got the Mercury and the Fire. Saturday, we got 4 games. Mystics, Fever, Liberty, Storm, Lynx, Valks, Aces. The Aces are 5-3 currently. So I think they're up there too. Kelsey scored 38 with 9 assists, and we haven't seen her. I know, but she twisted her ankle. I know. And they were just starting to get something going there. I know, Lester. I know. I was like cheering my Sparks on. Vlade did try. I know. And I'm now I feel bad that I was talking about our fam. Well, I kind of stopped saying it. I was saying our fam should go number one, and then I backed off it for like months after that. I was like, let me not say that. Let me watch this girl first. But yeah, I appreciate all my new subscribers. You guys have been at my day ones and A1s. All of you that have been sticking with me, I appreciate it. I mean, Phil, Ball and Chill, Big Dog, B Will, man, Chicago, all of you guys, so many of you. And I got my new one. You guys have been fantastic. I've been up here running my mouth now for too long. It's time for me to shut it down. Thank you for allowing me to bug you today. Thank you for going back and listening at the beginning and leaving a comment and a like. Hype up the video. Tell a friend and meet me back here on my next episode of Everybody Love JuJu 1-2 Talk 2. Hit that post notification bell, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves JuJu 12.